I'm about to make sure everybody thinks I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I don't know what made me come up with the idea, honestly. I just one day just decided just to go all in and just commit to a plan that I had. And I was not gonna budge for nobody.
Hey Ringside, what's going on? This is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, and welcome back to Ringside Stories. Or if you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest here on Ringside Stories. Thanks so much for your support in advance, and welcome to the channel. With Ryan Garcia recording his best win as a professional fighter against Devin Haney, there's lots of speculation on what KingRy's next move will be, as his fight with the former undefeated two-weight world champion drew many eyeballs on the sport of boxing.
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney just got done. Very impressive fight from Ryan. He was using an interesting technique. He would throw his left hook, which was really nice. Throw his left hook, instantly turn his back. Couldn't get hit. There you go. Good fight.
Still not a world champion, however, as Ryan Garcia came in over the 140-pound limit. The question is, what's next for Devin Haney conqueror Ryan Garcia? Before we're going to explore the three options, let us throw in Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, in 2023, Davis beat Ryan Garcia at a 136-pound catch weight. And as we've seen in the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight, Ryan Garcia looked way better, energized, and way stronger than he did against Tank Davis. That fight against Tank Davis still did great numbers, the best in terms of pay-per-view in all of boxing in 2023, and that fight still went 7 rounds. We can't conclude that Ryan Garcia cannot make 140 anymore, much less go down close to where Gervonta Tank Davis currently lives. So the only way for this fight to happen would be down the road, because Tank Davis is set to face undefeated lightweight contender Frank Martin, and if he gets by Martin successfully, then a fight with Ryan Garcia could only happen at a catch weight above the 140-pound limit. If a Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis fight would happen, would Team Davis accept a fight above the 140-pound limit? My personal opinion is that that fight warrants a rematch, not only because Ryan Garcia had to get to a weight where he was not comfortable at all, also he was not allowed to hydrate over 10 pounds. So he was stipulated, and it was pretty much impossible for KingRy to come out on top in that Tank Davis fight. Number 1, Deimo Lopez. Deimo Lopez is an explosive and exciting fighter who has now successfully made the move up to 140 pounds with wins over former unified lightweight world champion Vasily Lomachenko. Unlike Devin Haney, that fight was not close nor controversial. Lopez kept Loma honest for 8 rounds before the Matrix finally got into action. And eventually Lopez took over those 2 belts that Loma held at the time without any controversy. Deimo Lopez also took the O of former undisputed world champion at 140, Josh Taylor, in a fight that was kind of 50-50 in the first half of the fight before the takeover started to pull away. Lopez had Taylor hurt multiple times over the course of that fight and looked sensational. Now we know that Deimo Lopez lost all of his belts at lightweight against George Kambosos Jr. when Ferocious simply had the best night of his career, and Teofimo did not. Lots of issues with his promoter. His trainer Joey Gamache, who prepared him for the Vasily Lomachenko fight, did not train Lopez, rather Teofimo Sr. And Teofimo had some issues in his personal life, on top of health issues that manifested during the fight with George Kambosos Jr. And still, it was a close split decision loss. Other than that, Teofimo Lopez has shown when the stakes are high, he will show up. Like against Devin Haney, a fight with Deimo Lopez for Ryan Garcia would mean another father-son combination.
I saw when I knocked out Ryan Garcia in 2-3 rounds, and he doesn't want that exposure. You know, he's doing good right now, you know, being a pretty boy. And, you know, let him do his thing, man. We're looking for fighters. I want fighters, you know what I'm saying?
That said, Deimo Lopez brings a whole different dimension to a potential fight with Ryan Garcia. than Devin Haney. He's explosive, he's got boxing skills, Teofimo is athletic, can make the adjustments, and he has the heart of a lion. One thing's for sure, a potential fight between Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez will be interesting inside and outside of the ring. Number 2. Subriel Matias. One of the most damaging boxers in the sport right now is Subriel Matias. The unconventional style of the Puerto Rican slugger brings something different to what Ryan Garcia has experienced so far in his professional career. With his unconventional boxing stance, Matias capitalizes on his height and reach advantage by standing tall. He typically starts his fight with a high guard, with the emphasis of start, because that's not where he usually ends. As he gains confidence, his arms drop and he adopts a squared, hands-down stance, launching his punches from below. This is one of the reasons why Subriel Matias' style is so unconventional. He doesn't merely drop his hands to taunt his opponents like some boxers do for short periods. He actually will box from that hands-down stance for long periods of his fights. Subriel Matias does not have to use much of his weight to throw punches. He also does not need much space to punch on the inside, which allows him to throw a lot of combinations by just creating a little space. In situations where his opponents think they are safe, sometimes Matias will unleash long flurries at great speed while fighting in the pocket. That way of punching also gives him a lot of accuracy, as he can control better the trajectory of the punch and really aim where he wants to connect. Now, Subriel Matias doesn't have the best defense, and he still has to prove his durability against top-level fighters, and I'm sure we will get to see that real soon. Will that be against Ryan Garcia? Number 3. Ryan Garcia's move to welterweight, with Terence Crawford moving up to 154 and a world title fight in his 4th weight class against undefeated 154-pound WBA world titleist Israel Madrimov. The 147-pound division is pretty much a wide open weight division, especially once Terence Crawford's remaining world titles will be relinquished. 2023 saw Jerome Boots Ennis win and defend the IBF interim title once, and has become the full-fledged IBF world champion since November of 2023. At the making of this recording, Jerome Ennis holds an undefeated record of 32 fights, 31 wins, 0 losses, and 1 no contest. 28 wins coming by way of stoppage or KO. Similar to Terence Crawford, Boots is a switch hitter who can really punch, has great footwork and fast hands. Flashy and solid, Jerome Ennis' offense has been nothing short of spectacular. But what about his defense? Jerome Ennis has never faced a top fighter, whereas Ryan Garcia just did. What happens if Ennis faces a guy with fast hands and power? Ennis versus Garcia would be interesting and an explosive fight in my estimation. And since the current landscape at 147 isn't vast, and with the eyes, thus finances, Ryan Garcia brings, that would make it a near no-brainer for the new Matchroom signee. Then there is Amantes Stanonis, who at the making of this recording holds the WBA regular title and most likely will be elevated to WBA Super Champ, whatever that means, once Terence Crawford drops that belt, should he get past his next fight, which is scheduled in May against Gabriel Maestre. The Lithuanian beast sports an undefeated record of 14 wins, 0 losses, and 1 no contest, with 9 wins coming by way of KO or stoppage. Stanonis moves well, cuts off the ring well, has relentless pressure, and is a sharp and heavy-handed puncher. Amantes Stanonis was scheduled 3 times to fight Virgil Ortiz in 2023, but was rescheduled as many times. And then Virgil Ortiz was forced to withdraw in July of 2023. As mentioned earlier, Stanonis is set to defend his WBA regular title against Gabriel Maestre, which will be his first fight since winning his WBA regular title in April 2022 when Stanonis defeated Radzab Butaev. What about Brit Conor Benn, another undefeated explosive young fighter who has a lot of potential yet still a lot to prove? Conor Benn has been in the ring with the likes of Chris Van Heerden and former world titleist Chris Algieri, but has been in some controversy with UKAT and the British Board of Control. No doubt a fight with Conor Benn would be very interesting against Ryan Garcia, should it happen.
I would smash his teeth down his neck. That's what I would do. So, you know, he wants to talk all this talk, and I ain't about it on Twitter. I was congratulating you. Do you know what I mean? But then you want to send that back. All right, no problem. You want to send threats to me? Come, let's handle it then. No problem. Everyone wants to talk on Twitter, but when it comes down to business, nobody actually really wants it. Proven. It's not. I'm not just saying that. It's proven. You know. So if he wants it, he can get it. You know. I don't even think fracture your spleen is a thing. and he wants to eat it. I mean, no did he.
And for Garcia's opponents, it would certainly mean a certain highest payday. Now, ringsiders, what do you think Ryan Garcia's move should be next? Should he stay at around 140 and fight his next fights at a catchweight, or should he just move up to 147, taking advantage of the landscape as is and fight for a vacant title? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy more content like this and you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell, as it helps the channel out a lot. If you've done that already, you're amazing. We already know that you are the true undisputed world champion. Till next time, ringsiders, this is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, with Ringside Stories. Thanks for watching, and have a legendary day.